Give me an I.
I.
Give me an N.
M.
Give me a P.
P.
Give me an E.
E.
Give me an H.
A.
Give me a C.
C.
Give me an H.
H.
What's that spell?
Impeach.
What's that spell?
Impeach.
Our leaders should be serving hard time. They lied to Congress to provoke war with Iraq. They started the war. There was no need to attack. They bombed cities filled with the innocent and caused unbelievable strife. And it's clear to the rest of the world they have little regard for life.
There are people around the nation to ask Congress, ask our congressional representatives to sign on to House Resolution 333, Articles of Impeachment against Dick Cheney. We are presenting the Articles of Impeachment plus 300 pages of evidence to John Lewis's office today. Dick Cheney purposely manipulated the pre-war intelligence, saying that Iraq had weapons of mass destruction and that there was ties to Al-Qaeda and that they had a nuclear program, and that the evidence shows that that's not true and that he knew that it was not true before the war started. He intimidated intelligence people to change their reporting. He left things out. He cherry-picked evidence. And now he is starting the same propaganda fear campaign against Iran. He has committed impeachable crimes, and we're taking the evidence to John Lewis today and asking him to sign House Resolution 333. We would like everybody in America to call Congress today and ask for the impeachment of Dick Cheney and also articles of impeachment against George Bush to be started also. We want Congress to protect,
do their job.
Do their job to protect the Constitution.
They have a duty. It's
Yeah.
not just that we want them to.
We don't
they
want-
have a duty.
We don't want a dictator. And you know, he's not going to lose anything by doing that. He's in a safe district. We are his constituents. We want him to protect the Constitution and to protect us from criminals that have taken over our government. It's already been
I mean, he
written,
doesn't seem to
I'm
have a problem with actually taking the forefront and being controversial about things in his past, especially particularly obviously around the civil rights movement. When he saw that there was intolerable crimes being committed against people in this country, and he stood on the front lines, he was beat down, all these sort of things. Well, the crimes that are being committed now are completely intolerable and actually remaking society as we know it. And where is he in actually becoming that roadblock and saying that he will not, you know, that he actually needs to be the beacon to move this whole thing forward? I mean, that's what that's his persona, that's what he wants to stand for, but he's falling short on this.
Well, we want Congress to protect the Constitution.
Is that these crimes are being committed today, but if this administration is not removed before 2008, it becomes the fabric of the way this country actually works. And so in order to actually repudiate and reverse what has happened, these guys need to be removed now, or it doesn't matter who comes in 2008. It will be the same as what happened in 2006 and in 2004. I mean, we'll get the same kind of Democrats and the same kind of Republicans. And the fact remains is that the war is one thing, but the Supreme Court just gutted Brown versus Board of Education. This stuff is permanent. This is not something that, you know, oh, the next administration comes in and everything changes. I mean, the Democrats didn't stop Alito and Roberts from getting in, and they could have. And now we're getting the results. So now we're going to have legally segregated schools again.
Anybody who speaks out is now considered, you know, a criminal. And like, you know, just a few days ago, Bush did a signing statement. I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard about it. Do you want to talk about it?
WhiteHouse.gov. It's right there on the White House.
That's the one that you said I should look at.
WhiteHouse.gov. You should look at
Oh, it's
it.
going to be the second
at
thing
it.
I do after
Yeah.
our meeting.
And it was dated the 17th, you said, right?
Doesn't
17th of July, I
anybody
think.
who, what does it say?
Oh, essentially, it just says if you speak out against the Iraq war policies, or really against any policy of this administration, you're to be considered a threat. Any contributions you make to a group. I think we
We
should
wanna
get-
see it.
because-
No,
yeah.
the other one is
And-
worth looking at too.
and the
The
May
one that
9th.
with the May 9th.
Yeah.
I mean, that, I couldn't believe, I
That's
looked it up
terrifying.
last
What's the
night.
May 9th?
I thought it was like conspiracy
It's-
crap, you know, to be
Yeah.
honest with you, and it is, it's
Well,
it's
If
official.
there's a terrorist
I'm
or
gonna include that in the package
terrorist
that I
event
sent out.
or
I mean, it's pretty
natural
weird.
disaster or perceived threat of such, that they can basically impose martial law and
Well,
suspend.
it was, for some reason, people think, oh, well, in 2008, it's gonna be all over.
No.
These people can do a lot of damage between now and 2008.
And I have one more thing to say about that. On the May 9th directive, if he isn't going to use it, why would he sign it? You know, think about that. Just think about that when you read it. Why does such a document exist, and why has it been signed if it's not going to be used? I think it's going to be used.
Yeah, if there is an attack on Iran, you can only imagine. I mean, the price of oil will spike like at $180, $150 a barrel. The U.S. economy is going to collapse. I mean, it cannot support that kind of, the inflationary repercussions of that kind of oil price. I mean, it's just, I mean, and this is all, I mean,
And-
it's just
and
like, what's stopping this? I mean, you know, people are
There's
just sitting
nothing
back.
stopping
And
it.
if there's another 9/11 type event in this country won't ever look the same again. You can
We're-
bet that. I mean,
all
they
thread
will
of
clamp
democracy is
down
gone.
like you've never seen. It will be horrendous.
And the corporate media is priming the pump once
They're
again, too, and it's
priming.
not just
They're
Fox.
feeding the
Last night, Wolf Blitzer, they had a story about Pakistan. I mean, let's all pay attention to these Pakistan stories and how they're being set up. There were 3 photographs of the president of Pakistan, Musharraf, and Osama bin Laden on 3 frames. So they're connecting Osama bin Laden with the president of Pakistan now by visual implication.
Just like they tried to connect Saddam Hussein with Osama bin Laden when there was no connection.
Zero facts.
Stopping him.
It's just, yeah, it's just
I
like,
understand.
and that's
And-
where
and-
Congressman Lewis we're looking at him to try to stop it.
And his friends up there.